Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. So today I'm going to tell you a few things that can help you stay consistent. A lot of students have been asking me about how to stay consistent in their studies, how to stay consistent in their college life, how to develop that consistency and that habit of doing something every day. Well, I'm going to tell you 10 things, but out of these 10 things, even if you follow 5 things, I think that will be enough for you to maintain consistency in your life. So let's start. The first one is going to be that, for any exam, especially for UPSC, remember that it's a marathon. It's not a short run of 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers that you can just do one day and you're done with. UPSC studies, competitive exam studies, for anything in life which has a very big effect in your career or in your personality, it will take a long time to achieve that. For UPSC, it takes at least 1 to 2 years to get to the UPSC goal. So that's why I say that go in with that mindset that I have to struggle, I have to work hard, I have to put in my best for those 1.5 2 years, and then only I will get result. Don't go in with the mindset that ho jayega easily, I will be able to achieve it within a short period of time. So if you have that mindset ready, if you have that mindset, if you develop that understanding and thinking that it will take me a few years to do it, and accordingly I will prepare step by step, then you have a much larger um, possibility of success in this exam. The second thing is that a lot of students cram all their studies in one day or in a short period of time. And that is very bad for exams like UPSC because there is so much to cover. So don't try to cram all your studies in one session or in a couple of sessions. Don't go for those marathon sessions which are there online. I have seen online students are waking up at 2 a.m. and studying till whatever, 12 p.m. and then sleeping and then again studying for another 10 hours, 12 hours. Those marathon sessions on YouTube, also there are a lot of classes which provide marathon sessions in polity or economics. I don't think these marathon sessions work at all. In fact, what they do is confuse your mind. You're not able to sustain all that information, so even after spending so much time, you're not able to remember what you've studied. So I would suggest to you that take your studies in smaller steps. Study maximum for 6 7 8 hours, and that to take breaks between that, and plan your studies whatever you're doing. So don't cram everything in one go. Smaller sessions are more effective than bigger sessions. The third one is that have a plan and have a checklist of what you have to study during the day. In fact, have a checklist of what you have to study during the week if possible, and create this checklist every day before you go to bed about for the next day, that this is what I have to cover in the next day. And once you have done that, just check it off. Just if you have a list of 5 things, let's say you have to study chapter of president and vice president in polity, you have to study current affairs from Vision IAS booklet. So just check it off after you have achieved that, because that will give you a sense of achieving something. And having this checklist will also help you to kind of create a structure in your mind about what you're studying. It will help you to have a to-do list, have a sense of finishing things, and you can even track it down later on what you have all studied. So it is very important to have a plan and a checklist for whatever you're studying. Now, the fourth thing that you want to do is that whenever you sit down to study, or whenever you are just, starting to study, just remember that whatever goals you have decided for yourself, they are achievable goals. They are not something that is too out there. You should not be trying to study 50 pages a day from a book, from a heavy book like, let's say, Bipin Chandra or economics book. If you don't have that speed and that analytical ability to grasp that much information, so try to have a realistic goal, achievable goal, and then from there you build slowly. What happens is that, let's say, first day you are able to only read 10 pages and next day you are able to read 12 pages. Slowly, like that, you will build to 20 25 pages per day. You can't expect that first day you are reading 10 pages or 5 pages and next day you are able to read 50 pages. That is going to be very highly unlikely. So try to have increments of, let's say, 5% every day. Today, if you have studied 10 pages, next day try to study 11 12 pages. Next day try to study 15 17 pages. Next day try to study 20 pages. Like that, you should try to make increments. And even if they're slow increments, even if you're studying 15 pages per day for 10 days and then you are able to come to 17 pages, that is all right. Sometimes progress is slow, and that's completely fine. The fifth one that you want to focus is on that don't miss out any of the planned sessions that you have for yourself. Let's say you have planned tomorrow that you will be studying particular part of ancient history. Don't miss it out. Don't miss it out completely. Do something. In my life, I follow the principle of do something. Start with something. That is very, very important, because unless you start with something, unless you continue to do something, you're going to have break, and that will really make you fall behind. A lot of times what happens is we take a break of 1 day or 2 days, and then next day we don't feel like doing it again, because obviously consistency breaks. So to stop consistency from breaking, keep doing something, small steps, but something is a must. Even if, let's say, you have a goal of studying 50 pages in a day, I'm just giving a hypothetical example, but you are able to study only 15 pages. It's all right. Don't take it too hard on yourself, because at least even when you were not feeling good, you didn't want to study, you finished something. The number sixth is that start with the easiest subject. Don't start with a subject that is difficult, because then you will get stuck on that subject and you will lose motivation. So what I used to do is was I used to start with my strongest subjects like economics or polity, because I used to like these subjects. So I used to just delve into those subjects right away, and that way I was able to finish them quickly and maintain my consistency. On also my confidence used to increase, because I used to achieve something. The seventh one is, I have told you a billion times, switch off social media, switch off internet when you're studying, especially when you're studying a static session. Don't try to, social media is a huge distractor. So have certain time limited in your day when you go on social media. Don't stay on social media 24/7. The eighth one I'm going to tell you is that revise whatever you have studied on Saturday or the Sunday. Let's say you have studied from Monday to Friday, you have studied polity, and you have studied some current affairs. Go ahead and look into what you've studied. At least look into the big keywords, big concepts. Just revise it quickly within a period of 5 to 6 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, because that will help you to create mental images, mental visualization. It will help you to recall and revise things. Try to recall whatever studied when you are revising, and this will really help you to have a longer term memory of things you have studied. The next thing, the ninth thing, is that the night before you study, you should plan for that day. So let's say tomorrow, today is an evening. Let's say, I'm just giving an example. Right now it's 8 9 p.m. I'm planning to sleep soon in 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Then start planning. Give 30 minutes to what you're going to do next day. At least think about it, because that will really help you to kind of keep a track of what you're doing, and also create a mental wiring that this is what you want to do on the next day. And finally, I would like to say that, to stay consistent at the end of the day, it is all about pushing yourself mentally bit by bit. You can't expect to you can't expect to follow a formula and be consistent. What you have to do is you have to create a routine for yourself. You have to push yourself to follow that routine that you have created for yourself. अपने mind में, in your mind, you have to tell yourself that no, I will do it. Come on, let's do it. Even if you're not feeling like doing it, just go for that extra step, even though it's difficult. And once you achieve that, once you fulfill that, let's extra step, extra chapter you've studied, then you will feel really good. And one of the ways I used to do this was, every day I used to, let's say, I had a plan for studying 5 chapters of history, but I would go ahead and towards the end, towards the evening, I would study one extra chapter, and that would give me a really big boost. Doing that just extra bit would push me ahead of others, because then my mind used to be happy that wow, you are achieving something, you are going beyond your goals. And I didn't used to do anything extraordinary. Not that I've, instead of 5 chapters, I studied 10 chapters. Instead of 5 chapters, I just studied 5.5 chapters or 6 chapters. Maybe did a small test series of 10 questions, 15 questions. Now that would give me an immense boost in my confidence. That would give me an immense kind of, and I would be consistent with that. So it would add up over a period of time. So that is what I feel, that you should also develop a habit of pushing your mind, telling your mind, no, I have to do it, I have to push it a little bit extra, and that will really help you to achieve your goals and be more consistent. So I feel like even if you follow 5 of the steps that I've told you, you could really become more consistent in your life. These are applicable to everything, regardless of UPSC or studies. These are applicable to everything in your life. And if you practice them, you will be a better planner, you will be a better executor of things. So I wish you best of luck. Let me know if you have any questions.